Hi, I'm Grainne O'Keefe, welcome back to my kitchen. So today we're going to be cooking Francis Street 14-day aged Chateaubriand. So Chateaubriand is a cut at the top of the fillet of beef. It is one of the most prized cuts of all beef, and you'll see why. It's basically just almost all beef. A little bit of fat on top, and then just some nice marbled fat going through it, which is always going to break down and create that really intense, beautiful, meaty flavour inside the beef. We're going to cook by cutting it into steaks. So we're going to cut 2 steaks from this one, so it'll be for 2 people. I think the best way to cook it, personally, is to just cut it into nice big steaks and to keep it quite rare, to just baste it in its own juices, let it just rest, and it really doesn't need that much handling or cooking time either. It's so tender that it really takes away the need for long periods of cooking time. So I'm going to cut this into 2 pieces just because I want to make it 2 individual steaks, and they'll cook a little bit quicker in the pan, and I want to cook them the whole way on the pan. So sea salt, just sea salt, pepper after, as it'll burn in the pan. And then I have my cast iron pan on getting hot with some vegetable oil. Always vegetable oil, never olive oil, as olive oil burns too quick. There's not a lot of fat on fillet steak, so you need a little bit more oil in the pan than you would for a usual steak. You can also use a bit of beef dripping as well, just to give it that bit more flavour. Put them straight into the pan, and just to kind of leave them to sear without moving them for at least 30 seconds, just because it doesn't have that initial fat cap. It just needs a little bit longer to get that nice brown sear on it. And we're going to add a little bit of butter as well towards the end, but earlier than I usually would for a steak, just to introduce a little fat into the pan and to give it that little bit more flavour. Turn the heat down, just so the butter doesn't burn when it's going in. And add a nice bit of butter. And just stir it around. You don't want it to go really dark, you don't want it to burn, it's just enough just to baste. We're also going to add in a large clove of garlic. Smash it on your board with the back of a knife. You can keep the skin on and just throw it in, and as well some herbs. And then gently baste the butter back over the steaks. So these have been cooking in the pan for about 10 minutes, but I've been turning them consistently and not leaving them on one side for too long to get that really even, nice cooking inside. And then a little trick with fillet is, because it does tend to go colder quicker than other steaks because of the lack of fat inside, is to just, once you have rested it, just before you serve it, to pop it back into the oven or under the grill just for 1 or 2 minutes, just to get that heat back into it. So we're going to move it over onto our resting tray. We'll put the garlic on, the herbs, and then we will just pour it all over it, leave it to rest for about 10 minutes, and then that's them completely finished. The Chateaubriand is ready, it's been resting. So you want to cut against the grain. So the lines that are in the steak, you want to cut it the opposite way. Although with fillet, it's going to be completely tender no matter what. So I'm just going to season with a little bit of Maldon salt and some pepper. So always the pepper at the very, very end. And we'll finish that with a little bit of garlic butter. And that is the Francis Street Chateaubriand for 2. Enjoy.